So let's begin. The subject of curiosity came to me within the past couple of days because I am currently teaching virtually. And one of my students is just so enthusiastic about learning. He's probably similar to me in his 40s, maybe late 30s, professional. This is like business level English. So he's definitely in a corporate environment. And the way he approaches learning is really inspiring. It doesn't matter what question I ask the group, so this is a group class, he always jumps in. He even like will unmute, and while he's thinking of his response, you will hear him go through the words in Spanish and then translate or figure out the translation in English, like he wants to be corrected in real time. And that's really beautiful for me because I, of course, am passionate about education, and I'm also attempting to learn different languages on my own as well. So it's just inspiring to me to see someone who, is in a certain demographic of a different generation who is like full steam ahead when it comes to learning and is so curious about learning a new language that he's willing and open to being corrected in real time in front of the other students in the class. And so I was thinking about this in terms of curiosity because this is a theme that has sort of come up for me over the past year, especially um, because it's coming up in my own life as far as learning new skills, letting go of perfectionism, and really exploring the difference between perfectionism and performance, right? There's the whole fake it till you make it mentality to trying new things out and being open to being corrected or guided in a way that will help you learn faster or even better. And so for me, I've been exploring that with the Substack, with my DJ live streams. I'm embracing new technology, new ways to create community around my offerings, whether it be meditation facilitation or grant writing. It's about connecting with people in a different way and creating community in different ways as well. And so, what was most exciting to me is that this student was all about engagement. That was the way he learns. He engages first and then he improves through the doing and the action. And so, for me in my own life, this language learning approach that he has mirrors my own approach to creative practice or life transitions. Just doing it and figuring it out along the way. Very scary, don't get me wrong, especially the later in life that you are. And, as we age into this new century, it's scary. It's a different approach to do things first and learn as you're moving along, at least in my opinion. But to me, the absence of curiosity creates a stagnation that's disguised as safety. I'll say that again. The absence of curiosity creates a stagnation that's disguised as safety. And I think that this is something that I feel is actually reverberating throughout multiple cultures. It's not just in the United States only. I think globally we see its effects. And so when I think about curiosity as a way of being known, right? So there's self curiosity. You can explore this within yourself, whether you're curious about your own experience. For me, the past 5 years, I can say that I've been curious about the way that I learn. How do I process information as I embrace neurodiversity? I wonder, how do I learn it in different spaces? How do I process my own emotions? And so curiosity can be outward or inward. And I feel like inward curiosity is what leads us to alignment, circling back to my word for 2026. And if we're going to root this in the Dharma, I would say that curiosity is a sort of non judgmental awareness that we can bring to our everyday experiences. It's the antidote to shame and rigidity and control. It's an embracing awareness that you can have to your experience. And once you have that inward curiosity, it's only natural, I feel, that it will turn outwards. Because once you're curious about your own experience, you'll be more curious about the experience of the person behind the counter at the grocery store or the person waiting at the bus stop. And so, how does all of this connect even further to our spiritual practice? I intentionally embrace Buddhism and yoga principles. And so, to me, it really stems from this practice of observing without clinging. Because once you attach judgment to something, it's as if you're identifying with it. And observing without clinging means that you're able to create a distance to something that you're experiencing or that someone else is experiencing. And then it's also allowing experience to unfold. It's relinquishing control. And I know that's so very hard for a lot of us, if not all of us. Yes, it's true. As someone in the chat is saying, once you know yourself, it becomes easier to know others and accept them. Absolutely. 100%. And so the two yogic principles that I wanted to bring into the discussion is vairagya, which is non-attachment. And basically what that means is releasing the clinging that you have to a result. Again, very, very hard. Even more challenging with age, I feel. Because again, going back to our original thesis statement, the absence of curiosity creates stagnation disguised as safety, right? We're seeking the safety. We're seeking what we know. It's a fear of the unknown. So we try to control the conditions that surround us. And through that control, it creates a clinging, right? An attachment. So again, allowing, relinquishing, releasing, that's the practice of non attachment. And once you are able to practice non attachment, then you can engage fully. You don't have to worry about controlling an entire environment just so that you can feel at ease. And, to share personally, for me, that means creating without needing validation, writing on a regular basis, sharing my Substack, or posting process videos. It's really about relinquishing that need for perfectionism, which is where the clinging comes in for me, that perfectionism. And so non attachment is not indifference, it's actually freedom. Because once you don't have to worry about controlling everything, you can just be. You don't have to stress. And then the other practice from yoga principles that I'd love to bring into this discussion is aparigraha, which is letting go of clinging, right? So this is another subtle layer of non-attachment. And what it means is it's not hoarding, right? It's sharing. It's being open to sharing information, ideas, resources. Hence my Substack. It's sharing the resources with other people and letting go of who you think you should be and how life should look. Very, very hard. I understand. But once you allow within the releasing and relinquishing of these expectations that you might have about how things should look, how things should be, that's when you can invite, right? That's when you can allow receptivity. You can receive. Maybe you can even receive things and outcomes even better than you imagined. Wouldn't that be amazing? Exactly. It's letting go of expectations in order to be present. And so for me, it's about releasing those old versions of success, letting go of those environments that don't nourish me, but maybe it'll place me in the right place where I can succeed in the way that I have in my head. But those environments never serve me. And honestly, those environments never recognized me anyway. So it's really about placing me in environments where I can be seen and accepted as is. So that clinging actually is what creates the suffering. While spaciousness, non attachment, can create possibility. And so, what I love to bring in to my practice is a little bit of humor that has always kept me grounded. It keeps me light on my feet. It makes me feel spry and adaptable because in the moment, a lot of times in my moments where I'm most frustrated, it's when I'm able to laugh at the absurdity of whatever situation I'm in. It's an observational humor in the moment in order to release that expectation that you might have of a certain outcome. And so for me, humor actually invites curiosity, where defensiveness would actually normally exist. I encourage you and invite you to give it a try when you are most frustrated, if you're sitting in traffic or you're in a really long line, laugh, find something to laugh at, put on a funny podcast. I particularly love Amy Poehler, has a great podcast. It's very funny, light on its feet, nothing serious. Z-Way is another favorite podcaster of mine. That's Ziwe. She's so funny, really sharp. I just like to realize that in my body, that laughter is a form of release. It's a somatic release for me. So that's why I invite it into my most challenging and difficult situations because I feel like without curiosity, we recreate the same world. Whereas with curiosity, we begin to imagine another one. And wouldn't that be so lovely if we lived in a world of mindfulness and humanity centered experiences and interactions? Yes, that is the goal. That is, I think, the gift of being able to shift your perspective in the current moment. So, as we are inviting in the practice of meditation for the last 10 minutes, I wanted to share some affirmations. I love affirmations. I really enjoy being able to practice affirmations every morning and sometimes midday when I'm most stressed. It's very helpful. So, here are a couple of affirmations to ground our practice. I move through life as both participant and witness. I release outcomes, but I stay devoted to my path. My power comes from observing clearly, choosing intentionally, and letting go gracefully. My curiosity is my compass. I use it to stay open to the path unfolding. The more I follow what interests me, the more aligned opportunities find me. I am building a life rooted in exploration. And with that, we'll begin our meditation practice. You'll hear the bell being rung 3 times, and then I will guide us through the 10-minute meditation. Find a comfortable seat. You can sit in a chair or lie down if that brings you the most comfort. Whatever position you decide on, ground yourself in your position so that you're stable and comfortable for the next 10 minutes. If you are seated, root down into your sits bone and go ahead and shrug your shoulders and release them in order to relieve any tension that you might be feeling. Allow your spine to straighten in a relaxed stance. Make sure your feet are both planted and stable on the ground, gently placing your hands on your knees, relaxing the jaw with each passing breath. Breathing in and exhaling through the mouth. Slowly breathing in through your nose, feeling the sensation of the breath on the top of your lip, and releasing the breath slowly through your mouth. Feel free to relax your eyes closed, or if it moves you, place your gaze on the ground about 10 feet in front of you. Allowing each passing breath to relax you, releasing any tension in your face, inviting spaciousness with each passing breath. Breathing in, inviting curiosity. Breathing out, releasing any attachments. With each passing breath, allowing peace into your body. As you continue to breathe, releasing any thoughts that you may be clinging to, bringing gentle awareness back to your breath. As you continue to breathe, ease into your body with each passing breath. Gently begin to bring your awareness back into the space. Bringing forth that feeling of spaciousness into your current space. Gently open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me for this Dharma cast, as I'm calling it. Join me every Wednesday, 6 p.m. this time. I believe that's 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will also be DJing this next Sunday, every Sunday night. I DJ. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Um, I hope you have a pleasant Wednesday and finish out your week with ease and peace and groundedness and curiosity.